My name is Tyler Patching, and I'm with the Journey Wilderness Program, and I work pretty closely with Maddie, and we've been developing and evolving our little program into what we want it to be.
Yeah, tell me the story about the kid with the bike here from this last week.
Well, it's just an interesting kind of wilderness life lesson where that guy, he's we're issuing these kind of ratty bikes, and they're supposed to spend a couple of days maintaining the bikes and fixing them up and getting them ready to ride on the trail. And they're not nice bikes, and to begin with, and handlebars crooked and tires deflated, and learn how to patch the tire and that kind of thing. And they're riding down the trail after they'd done that, and then one of the guys says to the other guy, "Hey, your tire is going a little flat there. You probably want to pull over and pump that up." And he goes, "No, these guys should have given us better bikes, and we should have, they should be taking care of us on this." And the guy said, "I don't think they're going to do that. It's up to you, and we'll wait for you if you want to just stop, and I'll help you pump it up." "No, I'm just going to keep riding it." So he rides that thing, shreds the tire, tire completely gone. I think he's down to metal. I'm not sure fully what happened, but his forward progress was seriously impeded. And they processed that, that night. Say, how many times is it like that? We're exerting more energy than we need to be able to kind of move through life. So I think we see lots of great opportunities to see those types of life analogies unfold right in front of you. And it's ironic that this guy's life is exactly like that bike. He
Mm-hmm.
just won't do it, and if he doesn't change some things, he's going to be off. He's going to be homeless. He's going to be doing something else that's not productive. He's going to be exerting a lot of energy for not a lot of return. So
So this is an interesting philosophy. I'm really intrigued by it, and I I think I get it in a big way. But this idea of not giving students the best bikes,
yeah,
or even like just like
yeah,
rental level bikes, but
yeah.
like giving them something that is going to be a challenge.
Oh, if I could, I'd give them a canoe with a hole in it,
Yeah.
and they'd have to bail 3 times and take 3 paddles,
Mm-hmm.
But there's some things you can't do, but it's the same thing with the packs. You don't want to hand them that $150 modern internal frame backpack with a camelback. You want to start them with a bedroll, and so it's the same. So they just learn to appreciate it every bit of the
Walk
way.
me through that progression with the packs, how you do it
So
here at
yeah,
the
the
Journey.
packs is a good example of it. So when they come in, we're going to issue a bedroll type pack where we're just issuing a schma or something that they're going to use to strap around them. The whole point is it's some type of strap apparatus, not a pack. And so as long as they're doing either a tump line or some type of across the body type strap, and they can Yukon pack their roll up. But after they do 2 to 3 weeks of that, and they're moving through the program the way they should be, and passage work and their therapeutic assignments, and kind of melding into the groups, and they can step up to the next one, which is Roycroft pack frame, which is from Tom Roycroft, which is you know brought to us from Morris Kahansky, and he's taught us how to do that 3-stick pack frame.
Tell the people what a Roycroft pack frame is.
So it's just a triangular stick pack frame, and you can use any material that's around you pretty much, as long as you have some sticks that are the right size, and everyone builds them to their own size. You build two of the long sticks are the length of your fingertip to your armpit, and then the final stick on the bottom is just the fingertip to your elbow. And you make that pack, and you lash it together, and then you lash your Yukon pack that's packed up in canvas or with your tarp. You put that on there, and then you get 2 straps, usually leather straps that we'll give them, and they have now the beginnings of what will later be a full scale modern pack. And when we go from there to the Alice frame pack, which is a very watered down pack frame, but it's aluminum,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got nylon straps and a hip belt, and so it's even more luxurious. And by the time they're getting there, they're going, wow, I have arrived. I can do a lot more than I could do with that bedroll. And then from there, we eventually will issue a modern pack. So we're trying to do that appreciation through the time periods even, and they don't always get it, but they experience it. And I think that's the thing that we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So where do you get a lot of your philosophy for your program from?
Well, it's a good mix, but
Maybe I should say, what is your philosophy?
Well, I think the major philosophy is utilize your resources that are around you. Um, our philosophy with working with kids is really is they're doing what they're supposed to be doing 90% of the time, and nobody is pointing that out to them. And so it's our job to emphasize the positive, give them all of that energy that they never thought they could get in a positive way, and minimize the negative energy, and quickly correct, just like a referee in a game of basketball. You're gonna blow the whistle, they're gonna get that foul, the game keeps going, you know. And so that's kind of the philosophical component of the program. It's a nurtured heart approach. It's the whatever you want to call it, transforming a difficult child. There's lots of different names for it, but emphasizing the positive and pointing it out. And a lot of I think our programming is coming from some of the things that I've read, and I was kind of turned on to it by Dave Wescott and Mike Ryan and some of the older guys in the industry, and they introduced me to authors I had never read before. George Washington Sears and Daniel Beard and Thomas Seton and Miller, and it just turned me on to a whole world of books that basically are our predecessors, and they're really our type of people. They were taking people into the woods too and turning them around and having experiences and really re-enjoying and um, you know re-experiencing and Steve Watts was saying that 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 there's a way to do this all the time. It's not just for when you're camping. It's you can experience and live your whole life this way. It's a mindset, and that really clicked with me. And being able to read what they wrote about and the skills that they were all writing about, and the pieces of equipment and their time period and all the cooking recipes, and that kind of rediscovery of enjoying the outdoors.
Mm-hmm. Recreation.
Yeah, recreation.
Recreation.
Through
Right?
recreation is what Steve would say.
Yeah.
And so that was that was a mode of enjoying the outdoors that hadn't been really experienced because it wasn't seen that way. And when they were recreating, they were out there, doing what they believed was what their ancestors were doing, and really enjoying themselves doing it. So.
And would you say that's what you're doing here a little bit? Is
We're trying, yeah.
recreation
It's
through
hard. I mean, we
recreation?
can't dress the kids up in the old timey clothes and marching around, but there's some things that just don't translate. But there are some things that do work, and if you can just get that spirit of it, and try to convey that through, some of the things you're doing and the way you're doing it, you're still out here. They're still experiencing it. It's just they're not going to have the full understanding of it until I think much later. So.
Mhm.
But we do, we like to go with, natural fibers and less synthetics and less obnoxious colors, and we like to kind of get it back to nature, and not having to be so disruptive when we're out here. Of course, taking care of the land and making sure that we're trying to leave a light footprint and keep it nice and good for everybody else behind us. That's all part of it too. Hopefully that is all getting done and happens on a daily basis. So yeah, we want to keep that tradition alive.
What's the value of natural fibers as much as possible? Subdued natural colors.
I think that there's more harmony there for whatever reason. You aren't and these aren't my ideas either. I mean, you transform to this person that is an observer of the land to a participant in the land. I like to say, you just take away the plexiglass and you participate in being with the land instead of traversing over it, or just not really engaging with it. And so for me, where having natural fibers, or having the right kind of color clothes, and then some of those things are just functionally better anyways. But you're more in tune. You're more part of the experience instead of a visitor to it.
And what's that do to your young people that come to you for the program when they get in tune?
Yeah, I think it helps to begin that balancing, which is what we're all about out here. Because you got people that their lives are so out of tune, or out of balance with their family, with society, with nature, and it takes a few little tweaks to kind of start to get them doing. Being out here is one part of it, but getting them to be able to be comfortable out here and really understand some outdoor living skills. So it's not just we're camping. it's outdoor skills that we're really trying to make it so people can be comfortable. And it takes a little while, but they get there, over time.
There's a little bit of a paradox here in this kind of camping, is you have to learn how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't shy away from that.
Oh no, we call it constructive discomfort, and it's a necessary thing. And without that friction, you don't get the pieces that you need to make the change. And so we're always monitoring that level to make sure that we have enough of that. Food is one area we don't really do a ton of that work in. On the old time, I think wilderness programs had a lot more to do with food. We use food as a morale booster. We use food as they're learning how to cook with it, but they're we're trying to take their mind kind of off that piece and let them focus on other things. Because a lot of times it's overwhelming for them, I think, just in and of itself. But we want a certain level of discomfort so that it will elicit the kind of response we want. Same, natural consequences, things like that wilderness programs are famous for. We want that to continue on. We don't want a plush ride. We want to have hard things happen out here, and at the same time, but we want to keep everybody safe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's us hitting a balance too with what we're asking our people to do, both our guides and our students and families that are using the program. It's got to be right there. So that's always a challenge to keep that balance. Yeah.
What else? You want to give a little nugget or a little nutshell to just to?
Well, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate that this story can be told. I think it's an inspirational story. I think it's a story that if more people knew about, then they might try it. They might try this type of experience in the outdoors for themselves or with their families or whatever. I think it's a trend. I think if people are going this way, I think people thirst and want this kind of interaction with nature, and it's okay to pile in the RV or whatever and do that too. But just knowing that this type of experience is available to everybody, and it's just a matter of what you choose to do. How do you choose to do it? And I think that when people see other people doing it, they're more okay with it and they're inspired to do it. So I appreciate you putting this energy out there and letting people talk about it. I don't know what it will produce, but it will. I think this just awareness is just a cool piece of this, and so I just want to say thanks for letting us have this platform to share what we do and learn from you too. It's inspiring to me. So thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe. The Primitivus project is made possible by the generous sponsorship of Wingate Wilderness Therapy. To learn more, visit wingatewilderness.therapy.com.